if you're a fan of the Tigers, Willis,
yes.
you've got, of course, some really good players down there. I'll give you some examples. Trent Cotchin is a wonderful young player.
bad.
Very, very good. Dusty Martin, very good.
Handy.
Yeah, you got Newey, of course, the skipper. You got boys around that can get the job done. But
Yes.
there's only two blokes that you part with your hard-earned to get into the joint to see.
That's right.
That you listen to Triple M if you can't get into the joint because you want to hear the excitement around.
Kelvin Moore and...
Their names are Jack Revolt and Jake the Push-Up King, and it is our great pleasure to have both of them in the Richard Marsland studios. Hello, boys.
G'day guys, how's it going?
Hey, Jake.
Hello, Bill.
Oh, good. Jeez, have a look at him. He's got the muscles. I don't know if he's had a bit more tattoo work, but geez, you're looking good, Jakey boy.
Trying to keep fit, Billy.
Oh, mate. How has pre-season been, Jack?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's always long at this time of the year, and the boys are very excited to get into the NAB Cup, obviously, which starts in about 2 weeks, and a couple of practice games over the next couple of
Have
weeks.
you
yeah.
been out on the track? Because what did you have? The finger, the hip, the ankle? Have you been on the track?
Been on the track for the last 2 weeks. So prior to that, I was in rehab, which was pretty solid work. I mean,
Yes.
it's nearly harder than actual training. So really enjoyed being in that individual program, but nothing compares to getting back out onto the track with the boys. So I've enjoyed the last 2 weeks. I've been pulling up well from main sessions, and fingers crossed I'll be there for NAB 1, hopefully, against Jim's boys and the Hawks.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Quite seriously, though, Jack, how is it going to go? Because you speak to, like, I remember us talking to Hamish McIntosh this time last year, and he said, look, I'm through, I'm out the other side, I'll be all right. But then they get to the end of the year and they go, look, the lack of a real pre-season cost me. Are you worried that it's going to hold you back in any way, shape or form?
No, not at all, not at all. I think the one thing that I've been lucky with is with my sort of injuries, I've been able to have obviously our 8 weeks off at the end of the year where I had the surgeries at the start of that 8 weeks, and then coming back, I probably missed 2 weeks of running when the boys first come back, sort of late October, and then I've been into running sessions from there, and I've been covering a fair bit, like sort of 10 kilometres 3 times a week, which is basically what it's about, sort of time on feet. So I've been doing a little bit extra now after training sessions. So look, I'm probably, in terms of running wise and fitness wise, I'm right up where I was sort of probably my peak maybe a couple of years ago, and body wise, I'm feeling good. Doing
Weights?
a lot of weights in the gym. Sort of, that's probably the main thing at the moment. I haven't been able to lift a lot of weight, but I've been able to do a lot of injury prevention stuff. So the body's feeling really good, and I'm really excited about where I'm at. So I mean, hopefully I know our group is definitely a lot further ahead this year than they were last year as a whole group, and we've had a lot of guys get another pre-season under their belt, and it's exciting times.
NAB Cup, Jakey, do Richmond take it seriously this year? Because some teams do, because they need membership, and one thing the Tigers don't need, unbelievable, their supporters.
amazing.
So, and the money's obviously good, where North will have a crack, I dare say, or are you going to play some kids?
Oh, I'm not 100%, Bill, but I'm pretty sure that most blokes who are fit enough and have had a big enough pre-season and body's going to hold up, I'm pretty sure they'll play. So, and those boys who do get picked don't hold back anything. They actually have a red-hot crack. So it should be interesting start to the year.
Now, push up. You're not going to play, of course, rounds 1, 2?
Just one.
Just one. Unfairly, in my view, Bill, unfairly victimised.
He was at the time, no doubt about that. I think we had a bit to say.
Yeah, we
'cause,
did.
Our man here and Adelaide might have just
Yes. Didn't handle it as well as they should
no,
have.
Jim.
And,
Disappointing.
and
mate.
we took a very dim view to all of that.
Broke the brotherhood.
So
code.
exactly, but you're going to be able to play NAB and then just have to sit out the 1 week.
Yeah, I'll pretty much try and play as many games NAB Cup as I can that Damien will let me. And then, obviously, the weeks that I don't play for Richmond, I'll be playing down at Coburg so I can keep the fitness up and get the match practice into it. And hopefully we'll still have to find out with VFL start a week early than AFL, so we have to find out the rules and whether or not I'm allowed to play the week before, the week after, or whether I have to wait till round 3 VFL. So it's quite interesting just sitting back waiting to see how they go.
Now, Dimmer was a very hard unit himself, and as he got older, Bill, for Port Adelaide, he really started looking after those around him.
Yes.
Because they had some young blokes there that needed protecting, and he did a great job of protecting them as a player. So how does he take to you, Push-Up? Because that's what you do now for the Tiger Boys, is just make sure no one gets in any trouble. Is he happy with that?
He is to a point. However, being a coach, I'm no good sitting on the sideline for the team. So there's always go out there, play play with flair and your natural instincts, but don't cross that line, he says. And surely enough, when I do, I'm the first to hear about it. He lets me know.
You look at Jackie boy there, just having a giggle. Got to know about some of the boys too, how they've trained over
Right,
the pre-season.
let's find out next, Bill.
Robin
I know you got
Nahas,
some-
how he's travelling. And
Scotland got spun around. Here he goes. Push up, taken high, surely. Gets some room. Swings around. Push up! Push up, King! Exactly what this game needed. That's what he's there for, Gary. Push up kicks Richmond's first. I tell you what, there's plenty more of that coming in 2012.
Yes.
Look at the T-shirt I got on, Bill.
what if the push-up king?
And personally signed.
What have you wearing that for?
Oh, I tell you why we're wearing it, because Push Up for Your Mates is coming up. Now explain this to us, boys, please.
Yeah, well, obviously, Jake's decided to bring out his own clothing range.
Yes.
But, you can buy him down at the club. I think he's getting a 13% cut. So
Beautiful.
he's obviously going to be tweeting about it and pumping it up to his friends. But seriously, it's the clubs and the Alana Madeline Foundation have come together, and we're going to try and raise a bit of money for, obviously, a great cause, which is the Alana Madeline Foundation.
Beautiful.
And hopefully we can, what we're going to do is we're going to get down there to ME Bank, Punt Road Oval, on, what day are we doing it? The 24th of...
Friday, the 24th of Feb, and it's a Guinness World Record attempt, Jim. So you can
Push-ups
be...
in a minute.
No, I think it's going to be how many people actually do a push-up for a certain amount of time, Jake?
For a minute, yep.
For 1 minute, so you get... what's the
you
record
count
at the
them all.
minute?
I'm not sure if there is a record, so I think we have to at least get 250.
Oh, get that. There'll be 50 players.
Yeah, and it's an open training session too, so all the fans can come down, watch the boys train, then get out there with the playing group and do a bit of push-ups.
Fantastic.
And you get in the Guinness Book of Records.
Well, this all comes, of course, because Jakey Boy, 308, how many did you do that time?
303.
303 push-ups. Bill,
I know. Yeah, that happened.
303.
What did you do
On
that
end.
for?
Oh, it was stupid,
SOG
Bill.
camp.
Yeah. But so, mate, you can get in the Guinness Book of
Right.
Records. All the Richmond fans, 1300 Richmond, or visit
Yes,
richmondfootballclub.com
exactly
to sign up, of course, as they do every year. And we'll ask these boys where they're going to finish because we've got to see some finals soon. But you can get in the Guinness Book of Records Friday, Feb 24, down at ME
Bank Centre, yeah,
which is
absolutely.
Punt
Bill.
Road.
Beautiful. So get down, get stuck into that. That's a great initiative for all footy fans, especially fans of the Tigers. You're going to ask about a couple of boys pre-season style, Bill?
Yes, I want to know a couple of boys. First of all, Dustin Martin, any new tats?
No new tats with Dustin.
Good.
But we're expecting
Flying?
big things from him. What an amazing talent he is.
Yeah, I think Dusty's going to be one of those guys in the first sort of 4 to 5 years of his career. He's going to improve every year with another pre-season under his belt. You saw it in his first year, what he was able to do. In the second year, obviously, he's backed up, and that's probably one of the hardest things to do in AFL, to have a good year in your first year when you go under the radar a little bit. But then he started getting tagged a lot. He started to become more of a goal kicker as well out of the midfield for us, which is really important. And this year, he's obviously going to get more attention again. But look, he's had a really solid off-season away from the club in that 8-week period, but he's come back flying in the pre-season since then. So the club's really excited about where he's going to be at and going
Nahas?
forward.
Oh, why do you ask about him, Bill?
Well, because he was a very important player, Jim. He had an excellent year last year, Jakey.
Yeah, Robbie's actually put on a couple of kilos in the gym, which
Where?
is good. It was,
Oh,
Yeah.
Bill. Come on, Bill.
the fitness staff told him he needed to put on a couple more kilos, and he's actually been working pretty hard, and he's achieved that goal, and he's actually running pretty well at the club. So hopefully he can break a couple more tackles and slot a couple more through.
Forward line pressure.
That's it.
Ivan Marich, the big ruckman that's come from Adelaide, he might be a very important player, Jackie boy.
Yeah, he is going to be very important. Obviously, he comes along and boosts our ruck stocks. And the one thing I've noticed since day dot, Ivan's a really, really good leader. I mean, he's come in, obviously, from a pretty professional environment under Neil Craig at Adelaide, and he's brought that maturity that we don't lack. We don't have a lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got obviously Newey there as a great captain and probably one of the better captains in the AFL in my eyes, and he's come across. And he's going to help us on field, but definitely off field as well. He's going to provide a great leadership source.
And Breddy Delidio, now hasn't signed yet, and there was a story in the paper the other day that he's going to wait till the end of the year. So you're going to get this question a lot, boys. Obviously, you need him because you got the group there. You got a good young group. You're all coming through. You're all heading in the right direction. But you got to get him to sign, boys.
Well, I think I think the thing with Brett is, and any player that's in that situation that's coming up to 8 years of service in the AFL, and it isn't in a contract, they're going to come out, and then it must have been a pretty slow news week. I mean, we haven't got into footy season at all, and they're starting to talk about contracts. So any player that's in that either 8 to 10 year bracket that's coming to free agency, and realistically, free agency's out there.
Yeah.
And then clubs are going to be circling. But look, we're not fussed with where Brett's at the moment. We just want him to have a good year this year. Obviously, he's in our leadership group again this year, and he's highly regarded by the players. And we're looking for exciting things for him going forward in 2012.
Finals? Do you talk finals? Due soon. It's got to be. Yeah.
I guess every club aims for finals, Bill. So it's pretty much, we know we've got a long road ahead of us, and there's going to be roadblocks pretty much for our club going forward, being such a young group. But like I said, most teams actually aim for finals these days, and being a very consistent competition of late, except for there's maybe 2 or 3 up the top. You know, all spots are open, so it's who wants it the most.
All right, more with the boys next. I'll tell you what, very nice to have him in, Bill.
It is, yes.
In the studio, next with Jack Revolt and Jake the Snake. And I'll tell you what, Jake, I don't want you, when it comes to the push-up, what are we doing here? Just one more rap of this one here, with the old push-up for your mates.
Yep.
I don't want you thinking I'm organising this for everyone else and therefore I'm not going to have a crack myself.
No.
Are you going to lead from the front here?
We'll be right in the middle of it, Jim.
February 20, Friday, Feb 24, ME Bank Centre. Get down there, more with the boys next.
It's the Rush Hour, 105.1, Triple M, Billy Brownless, James Brayshaw. We've got Jake the Push-Up King and Jack Revolt from the Tigers with us.
Oh, we have, and it's very nice to see both the boys. Now, first round is obviously Thursday night against the Blues, the traditional pipe opener, and there'll be 80,000 at that one, Jack.
Yeah, there will. So, obviously, we want to get all the Richmond fans along. And, look, at the moment, the club membership's sitting at about 32,000, 2,000 up from last year. So, I mean, we're urging all the fans to get out there and get on to either I think it's 1300 Richmond, or get onto the website and go through the membership department there and jump on board, it's going to be a very exciting year, hopefully, for the Tigers. And hopefully we can kick it off in the second game of AFL 2012 this year, after the GWS versus Sydney the week before. But probably the season opener, I would have thought, yeah.
Are you sharing this year, or are you just going to be a bit more individual and kick more goals? Because it seemed to share a bit too much last year.
Yeah, well, Bill, I still kicked a few, but I gave off a few more. Look, I think we're hoping as a group, forward line group, we want to kick a decent amount of goals, and where they come from and where they're assisted from.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah,
we're off there, mate.
I've set me goals for 100 this year.
Yeah, that's what we needed, Bill. That's what we needed. And Jakey, I want to ask you this, because I think we've run it by you once before, but I can't remember your answer. Do you ever walk out onto a footy field and have a look at a bloke, and now that Barry Hall's not there, have a look at a bloke and go, look, I just probably need to be a little bit careful of knowing where he is on the field? Is there anyone who falls into that category from any of the other teams?
I think there's a fair few, Jim. I'm not well liked out there, as everyone knows. So most blokes are all 6 foot plus, and when you're 5'9" and a half, so
is there anyone that you're wary of? Anyone that you think, I just need to know where he is on the field?
Nah, not anymore. The days are gone, so you can't do anything stupid. You can't even pretty much bump anymore, Jim. So
tackle, you can't tackle.
Yeah, no, we can't tackle. We realise that.
He took Richo down one day at the beach. One of the most amazing stories I've ever seen.
Not Big Matty Richardson.
Recovery, I think it was after about a mid-round game sort of 3 years ago. The boys got in a circle, and obviously Big Rick. In the water. Yep. Probably about waist deep, and neck deep for Kingy, waist deep for Richo. And the boys got in the circle, got the splash going, and I think Richo nearly drowned that day due to Jake. So
what's the you try?
Never mentioned that.
Someone's got to submit. You basically wrestle until someone's got
to submit. Or Richo thought he could take him, so the boys were very quick to get that one going, and got a lot of excitement out of watching the big fella coughing and spluttering.
It's my understanding, and Jake will be too humble to back. It's my understanding that in the end, Jakey boy had Big Cho by the hair and was just randomly dunking him in the water, and Cho had no answer. Is this true?
Yeah, I think Richo gave up because he's thinning upstairs, so he didn't want Jake to pull his hair out. So. No, but the big fella though, we went down like a sack of spuds.
Hey boys, good luck, and hopefully we'll see you plenty of times during the year, because you are our favourites, of course. And we love the Tigers too, so good luck with everything except round 1 in the NAB Cup.
And get on the website, it's all there about the push-up for your mates, Guinness Book World Record attempt at Punt Road Oval, Friday, Feb 24.
Yeah, do that. And watch the boys train at the same time. All right.